City Hospital. City Hospital, where life begins and ends, where around the clock, 24 hours a day, men and women are dedicated to the war against suffering and pain. Today's story begins late one afternoon as an attractive woman in her early 30s makes a phone call to the medical director of City Hospital.
Dr. Crane speaking.
Hello, Dr. Crane. This is Iris Sinclair.
Hello, Iris. Now, if you're calling to talk to Bill, he left about a half hour ago.
Oh, I didn't know he was going to be there today.
Oh, yes, his usual visit with the new medical supply catalog. We gave him a nice big order.
Dr. Crane, I have a favor to ask.
Oh, you're not going to tell me you can't sing at the hospital benefit? My dear, we're counting on your name selling a lot of tickets.
I hope I won't have to disappoint you.
What's wrong, Iris?
Dr. Crane, would you give me the name of a throat specialist? The best one you know?
Well, there's Dr. Harvey. He's head of the service, has an office right here in the hospital.
Could you make an appointment for me? I'd like to see him as soon as possible.
Of course. And I'll try to be there when you come. But what on earth...
Oh, I'll call you back later. I think I hear Bill at the door. Thanks, Dr. Crane.
I'll talk to Dr. Crane. I just saw him.
Yes, he told me.
What did he want?
Oh, nothing. Just something about the benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you look cross. No kiss for your old wife.
Iris, I ran into Felix downstairs. He told me he's arranged a world tour for you beginning February.
The most wonderful tour, darling. The International Festival, the Scala.
6 months, he said.
Yes.
That's the longest you've ever been away from me.
I can't help it, dear.
Iris, when you cut short your last tour and came home for 2 whole months, I thought you were finally getting a sense of proportion.
Please, Bill.
Don't let Felix talk you into this. It's about time we had a life of our own.
Felix is the best manager there is. He knows what's good for my career.
But I don't think he knows what's good for you.
Now, Bill, please.
Now, let's not quarrel about Felix again. Iris, I'm not asking you to give up singing. But plenty of other singers have managed to have a home and children and a decent
All right, darling. After this tour.
It's always after this tour. And then it's after the next one. Oh, Iris, we've been married for 6 years. You're 32. If you don't settle down long enough to make something of our marriage, pretty soon it will be too late.
Bill, you knew when we married it would be like this?
No, Iris. In those days, you were ready to make a few compromises, or at least I thought you would. But now you'd sacrifice anything to your singing. Oh, darling, I'm not only thinking about myself, but of you, too. I don't want you to wake up someday when it's too late and realize what you've missed.
I have to go on this tour, Bill.
Why? What for?
Because singing's my life, because I'm at the peak of my career right now.
I told you I'm not asking you to give up your career. Can't you sing here? At Carnegie, at the Met.
And take a year off, I suppose, to have a baby. Maybe
Yes,
2 years.
yes.
Bill, don't badger me. I'm going on this tour.
Iris, you're making a mistake, and you're making a big mistake. Oh, honey, can't you see what you're doing to yourself?
When I come back, we'll work something out.
No.
Where are you going?
What's the difference? Just don't wait up for me.
When did you notice there was something wrong with your voice, Miss Sinclair?
About 3 months ago, Dr. Harvey, when I was on a concert tour.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'd get hoarse. Sometimes I'd sing, well, off-center. I went to a doctor on the coast. He told me rest might help.
Why didn't you tell anyone, Iris?
Oh, I don't want a lot of fuss, Dr. Crane, or rumors that I was losing my voice. You know how people talk. And I thought maybe it was nothing, that it would go away.
Did this doctor tell you what he thought was wrong?
He said he couldn't be sure. My throat was quite inflamed, but he thought there were nodes on the cords.
Yes, that's right. As you probably know, it's something that often happens to singers. Fibroma. A kind of callus forms on the vocal cords. Sometimes it disappears with rest.
But mine hasn't.
I'm afraid not.
Then what's to be done?
I'd say an operation is your only chance, Miss Sinclair. We simply clip away the fibroma.
It isn't difficult or dangerous, Iris.
And will it cure me?
In most cases, it's been very successful.
I don't want to be lied to. Dr. Crane, tell me the truth.
There's nothing to hide, my dear. We can't give you any guarantee, but the results are usually excellent.
Well, I can't sing this way. I'd like to get it over as soon as possible, Dr. Harvey.
Let's say a week from today, then. You'll only have to stay in the hospital a day or two. My nurse will let you know the details when we book a room.
Get me a nice one, Dr. Crane.
The very best.
Well, now the hardest part. To go tell my manager. Oh, one more thing. If it works, will I be able to go on a concert tour in February?
We'll see.
Oh, it's like that. As indefinite as that.
What Dr. Harvey means, Iris, is that it will be very important not to strain the vocal cords too quickly. You won't be allowed to talk for several weeks after the operation, and it will be about a month before you can try singing.
It's going to be a long month.
Hello, Felix.
Oh, Bill. Little off your beat, aren't you?
Yeah, a little, but I wanted to talk to you.
I wish you'd phoned first, listening to Iris's latest record.
Turn it off, please.
Oh, come now.
Please, I said I wanted to talk to you.
All right. Well, what's so important?
Felix, about this new tour you've set up for Iris. Couldn't it be postponed?
You must be out of your mind, as usual.
Felix, Iris needs a life of her own. A real marriage, children.
I suppose you would be happy if Iris threw everything away to keep house and cater to you.
That is not so.
Then why don't you stop interfering? You insisted on marrying a great artist, so pay the price for it.
Well, I'm not the only one who's paying the price. Iris is paying. And it's because you keep needling her, Felix, feeding her ambition, driving. No. No, wait, I don't want to get into another fight. Let's just be reasonable. All I want is for her to stay around here for a year. Sing all she wants.
And have a baby, perhaps.
That's her right, isn't it?
I suppose so. And she probably will someday.
But when?
Bill, will you do me a favor and stay out of things you do not understand?
Felix, I'm telling you...
Bill!
Iris, tell Felix you're not going on the tour. Tell him.
Just a minute, Bill. I have something to say to both of you.
Is there anything wrong, Iris?
Yes, Felix. I've just been to see Dr. Harvey. He's a throat specialist.
Throat?
I have nodes on the vocal cords. Fibroma. Bill, it's not dangerous, but it does affect my voice. So there's going to be an operation.
But, darling, why didn't you tell me?
I thought it might go away, Bill.
And so it might, no matter what this doctor said. Iris, don't have the operation. Now, I've heard of these conditions. Rest can cure the whole thing. Oh, listen, this is like a sign from heaven. You'll take a year off, forget about singing, we'll do all the things we never had a chance to do, and your throat will get well naturally, and then
Pig, you pig!
What?
What do you care what happens to her voice? All this means to you is that she can stay home with you.
I just don't want Iris jumping into an operation that might ruin her voice.
Quiet, both of you! Bill, I've tried resting. That's why I cut short my tour and came home.
That's why? You mean
my
that you
voice started to go bad toward the end, so I said I was tired out and had to lay off.
I thought that was just an excuse.
That's what it was.
I meant an excuse to come home for a while. That's what you led me to believe.
I didn't want any questions.
I see. Well, I might have known it was your voice you cared about and not me.
Bill!
I'm good enough for a port in the storm, huh? Good old Bill? Okay between concerts or when there's nothing else you can do.
That's more than you...
You shut up, Felix. All right, Iris. I see now that there's a lot more to this thing than I thought. It's not just your career. The fact is, you just plain don't love me.
That's not true, Bill.
Now, don't give me that. I was a dope not to see it before. A guy can be pretty blind. So long, Iris.
Bill!
Never mind him, Iris. He's not important. But this operation... Just what did the doctor say?
Come in.
Hello, Iris. I came to wish you luck.
Thanks, Dr. Crane.
What a lovely basket of flowers. From Bill?
No, Felix. We've tried not to let anyone else know I'm here in the hospital.
Cheer up, Iris. It's going to be all right.
It has to be. It just has to be.
Somehow you seem... Where's Bill? I expected that he'd be here with you.
No.
Why not?
Bill's left me.
Left you?
I haven't seen him for a week.
Oh, but Iris, that's terrible. Bill and you, why... Oh, my dear, let me get in touch with him. He should be with you at a time like this.
No. He doesn't know I'm having the operation, and I don't want him to.
But
I don't want him to come to me out of a sense of duty when things are all wrong between us. You see, it's not his fault. None of it.
Oh.
Dr. Crane, I just took Bill for granted. I never realized how much I counted on him. Oh, yes, I'd go away, but I knew Bill was home waiting for me, always there, like a part of me I could pick up whenever I wanted. And now that he's gone, I'm lost. I never dreamed I could feel.
In a moment.
A healthy family is a happy one. Congress passed the Dependents Medical Care Act for active and retired members of the uniformed services and their families. The act ensures equal opportunity for medical care regardless of your service affiliation. To encourage the use of the improved advantages offered, your government will assume most of the cost for treatment or hospitalization. See your personnel officer for full details. Remember, a healthy family is a happy one. Protect your family's health.
And now back to City Hospital. It is 2 days after the operation, and Dr. Harvey, having finished an examination of Iris Sinclair's throat, now leans back and smiles at her.
Everything's fine, Miss Sinclair. And you can go home today as planned. Now, I must repeat to you, you're not to talk for 2 weeks. Not a word. And that's very important. Understand? Good. Any undue strain on the vocal cords while they're still sensitive might cause permanent damage.
Afternoon, Fred.
Hello, Bart. For both of us.
Oh, Fred, get the pained expression on her face. You know, it's awfully hard for a woman not to speak. But seriously, Iris, is your maid going to be home this evening? Now, just shake your head. No? Oh, that's bad.
Now, what's the problem?
I just got word that the nurse who was going home with Miss Sinclair is down with the flu, and I can't get anyone else until 10 tonight.
Oh, well, she shouldn't be alone. It's awkward not talking.
Can you get a friend to stay with you, Iris?
Here, write what you want to say on this pad. Let's see it. How about you? Me? I thought not. She means you, Bart.
Delighted. It'll be a pleasure to say what I want to you, Iris, when you can't talk back. You know, the last time I played gin rummy was about 2 years ago on a train coming back from a medical convention. I lost $2 to a visiting specialist from Prague. Oh, thanks. And he didn't even speak English. You'll probably skin me alive. I think I'll take that, too, and discard this. Do you want it? Oh, gin again. What do you do, Iris? Play the trains on those concert tours? Uh-oh, that must be the phone call I expected. You sit there and I'll take it in the bedroom. You can deal another hand...
Well, I guess I haven't any right to ask. Well, you are looking fine, Iris. How's feeling?
There, Iris! Are you out of your mind? What have you done?
Good, Iris. That's all we need for today. You heard that, Dr. Crane? Better than ever.
Oh, thank heaven.
She will get the best reviews of her life after tomorrow's concert.
You know, I'm glad Felix asked me over, Iris. After the scare you gave us, I couldn't help worrying. Even after we knew that you could sing, I was afraid that there might be some imperfection.
Yes, she was very foolish. Wicked to take such a chance. Never mind, it's over. We can think about the future. You are going to be more famous than ever, Liebchen.
That doesn't mean a thing to me.
My dear, how
I'm singing because I have to, Felix. Because whatever happens, I'll go on singing. I don't care if they hate me or they love me. I don't care about anything.
You mustn't talk like that.
I had my chance and I threw it away. Now I'll never have another.
Let me talk to Bill, Iris.
No use. No use. It's too late.
Maybe not.
No. He hates me now. I'm sorry. I think I'd better go lie down for a while.
Yes, perhaps you'd better.
I think so, too. Good night, Iris.
Good night.
Poor Iris. But she'll get over him.
And what will she have then, Felix?
She will have her art, Doctor.
Oh, somehow I don't think that's enough. Felix, I want you to fix matters so that I can be in the wings at the concert tomorrow.
Oh, you don't think anything is going to happen to her
I'd
voice?
just like to be there. So will you give me a pass or whatever it is I need to get in? You're late, Bill.
Well, I almost didn't come at all, Dr. Crane. After I said I'd meet you here at the stage door, I realized that Iris was singing here tonight.
And that nearly stopped you from coming?
I don't want to see her.
Why not?
That is none of your business.
I don't agree, Bill. It is my business when two of my good friends are making themselves miserable over nothing. You see, Iris thinks you don't love her anymore.
Huh. Well, that's a laugh.
Isn't it? Come with me, Bill.
Where?
Inside.
No, I don't
Come on. It won't do you any harm to see her from the wings. Listen to her sing once again. Now, I have a pass. I spoke to the doorman, so we'll go right in. We can stand in the wings. Oh, she's singing beautifully, isn't she?
She always sings like an angel. Look, Doctor, I'd better go. She'll be coming off
Why not
stage,
wait and say hello?
No, look, she won't want me. She'll have all she wants, the applause, the glamour.
How can you be such a fool?
Are you kidding me? I was a fool once, but not now. I'm smart enough to realize that she doesn't care about me.
No, not much. Only enough to take a chance on ruining her voice forever.
Oh, what's that mean?
Just this. When you ran into her at the apartment, she'd already had the operation.
What?
Yes. And she'd been ordered not to say a word for 3 weeks. She knew that if she did, she might never sing again.
But she never said anything like that.
Yes, Bill. She not only talked, she called after you. She was ready to lose her voice rather than to lose you. Now, go on, Bill. She's coming off stage. Go to her and say hello for me.
Iris.
Bill, what on earth are you doing here?
Dr. Crane brought me. He had me meet him here. I didn't realize... I didn't know that you were singing...
Oh.
Iris, no, wait. He also told me what you did, about the chance you took that day I came to the apartment. And, Iris, I don't know what to say.
Something very simple would do.
That I love you? Oh, Iris, if you only knew how much, if I could only show you the way you've shown me.
Oh, darling. Darling, will you wait for me? I'll change you and we'll go right home.
No, Iris. Not yet, anyway.
Why?
Because they're waiting out there for you.
I don't care
Well,
about
I
that.
do. As long as I know you're going to be Mrs. Murray, I don't care if you're Iris Sinclair, too.
Iris, for heaven's sake, come on. Can't you hear them? They're going wild.
She's going, Felix.
What are you doing here, Bill?
I've just been through that with Iris. Now, there's no need to go over it again, but don't you worry about it. She probably won't go on that world tour, not this February anyway, but she will go on singing, and I've got a feeling she's going to be greater than ever.
Military service can now be credited toward Social Security, and at the same time continue to count toward military service retirement. Just as military service retirement has certain conditions to be met, so does Social Security. It takes 20 years of service to qualify for military retirement. However, it takes only 10 years to qualify for Social Security. Men or women now in their 50s actually require even less than 10 years to qualify for Social Security. That's why an old-timer in the service may already be qualified for his Social Security retirement. For although servicemen did not begin paying Social Security taxes until January 57, all active military service from 1951 can be counted toward both military service retirement and Social Security. That's providing the serviceman was on active duty any time after 1956. But you should remember that you can't start collecting your Social Security until you're 65. However, service women can start collecting at age 62. Have you investigated your Social Security benefits?
Be with us again next week at this same time for another presentation of City Hospital. City Hospital, where life begins and ends. Where around the clock, 24 hours a day, men and women are dedicated to the war against suffering and pain. This series of programs is produced and directed by Ira Ashley and features Melville Ruick as Dr. Crane. City Hospital has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.